Hi everybody, this is Dave, and today I'll be showing you how to make a bootable USB drive to flash the BIOS in your custom name brand motherboard, for example MSI, ASUS, or Gigabyte. And even laptops will require a bootable USB drive to flash the BIOS where the BIOS file is too great to fit on a floppy drive or a floppy disk. So the first thing you're going to need is a 3.5-inch floppy disk, which I'm showing you here. Your up to 32 gigabyte USB flash drive of your choice. In this case I chose a 2 gigabyte drive and a USB floppy drive. So the first thing we're going to do is put in the floppy disk into your computer and put in the flash drive, and we're going to format the floppy disk. You can do that by right-clicking on the floppy disk drive in my computer and going to Format. And then choose Quick Format in the box and click Start, and then OK. Now the format's complete, and you can close that dialog and see that there's nothing in the floppy drive right now. So that will enable you to cleanly copy over the bootable files you're going to need later. Now we head over to the internet and go to bootdisk.com, and under the top of the web page you're going to see Windows 9X, ME, NT, etc. excellent boot disks. You're going to click that link, and then next to where it says Windows 98 SE OEM, you click the link on Windows 98 SE to download the boot98se.exe file that you're going to need later. Next place we're going to go is type in your search bar HP USB disk storage format tool. And in this case I'm going to files.extremeoverclocking.com and clicking that link that comes up on Google. As you can see here, here's the disk storage format tool description with an image of the tool, and you just go ahead and scroll down and click on the primary download site. Basically the file that you're going to need is the sp27608.exe, and that's going to be the HP installer that will help you set up the bootable USB flash drive utility. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom of Google Chrome to the option Show in Folder so I can retrieve the files that I just downloaded. Then I'm going to copy them into a folder of my own for easy access later. Now that I have the files shown here, I'm going to explain that you can get the ISO too. You can download that and use WinRAR to extract the 24 bootable files out of the ISO. And what I'm showing you here is the 24 files. You can see at the bottom of the window it says 24 items. These are the 24 system or image files that the bootable USB utility draws from when it creates the bootable disk. And basically, when you use the installer that we just downloaded from HP for the bootable USB flash drive, you get this file here called hpusbfw.exe. That's the one you want to run. Or you can use the installer which I'm doing right now, that will later give you that file. But right now I'm going to use the installer and set up the disk storage format tool on my computer. So just proceed through the steps. Now that we're finished setting up the bootable USB utility, we can go to the boot98.se file that you downloaded earlier. Double click that and run it. And it's going to extract the files to the floppy disk that you can use later. Just keep in mind that all the 24 files do not go onto the USB drive. They're just used by the utility to create the image which it needs to boot from. Now the floppy is going to take a long time, so you might want to get up and go get a cup of coffee. Now that's good coffee. Okay, now that we're back, we can see that the floppy drive is done writing, and you can double click on the floppy drive under my computer and see that there's 18 items there. And if you don't see all 24 items, which there's supposed to be 24, you're going to have to go to your folder options under the menu, or you can go to Tools on the menu, however you do it on your operating system, and go to View under Folder Options and check Show Hidden Files and Folders, and uncheck Hide Protected Operating System Files, so that you can show those hidden files that are on your computer. Now you can see the remaining of the 24 items, the files that you're going to need to put onto the bootable USB utility. So I just plugged in my flash drive that I'm going to use to boot with. And I'm going to go over to the Start menu and All Programs in Hewlett Packard Company and launch my disk storage format tool. You can do that, or you can launch the other file, the executable file that I showed you earlier. Now what you want to do is format your flash drive under FAT32. This is more robust and it will handle up to 32 gigabyte flash drives, and it will probably be the best way to properly boot from your flash drive. So choose a quick format and choose Create a DOS Startup Disk, and click the Browse little button and choose Floppy Disk Drive A: if you've made the floppy. Otherwise, you can browse to your folder where you've stored the extracted files from the ISO yourself. You can browse to that folder and get the 24 files the same way if you've used WinRAR and extracted all the files. When you're ready, click Start, and then it will say, warning, all data on the USB drive will be lost. You really, absolutely want to proceed with the format? Yes. So now you can see that it's done already. It's taken your files, and it's the utility has taken the files and put them on the flash drive. So just click OK, and then close the window. Go back to my computer, and now you can see your flash drive there, which you gave it a label. You can see that there's 3 system files on there: command.com, io.sys, and ms-dos.sys. And what you want to do is hide the files again, so that you don't accidentally mismanage those files or delete them or copy over them or something. So after I've hidden the files, you can see they disappeared. Now you've got an empty root folder on the flash drive. Next thing you're going to do is download your computer's BIOS. So what you probably want to do is head over to the manufacturer's website and download the proper BIOS file that you're going to flash with. And your motherboard manufacturer may have specific instructions on how to do this, and I'm just simply illustrating how to make yourself a bootable flash drive and to flash with it. But these are just general guidelines on how to make the drive bootable. In this case, I'm going to MSI and downloading the file I need from my my computer's motherboard. Now on this particular board, since Windows 8, MSI has moved to presenting the BIOS as a single downloadable exe. I'm going to download the BIOS that is still presented as two individual files, the utility and the BIOS. For illustration here, it's version 11.13. So in this case, I'm going to extract all the files from the zip file that I downloaded. And once you've extracted the files, you can see that there's a folder with the same file name. You go into that folder and there's your BIOS file. And the utility, the flashing utility, that's an exe file. And there's probably another couple files in there, like a text or readme document that you can see. You can open up the text file and see that it gives you notes on your BIOS, like what it fixed and updated and so forth. So what you do is copy or select the two files, the binary or ROM file and the exe file, which is a flashing utility, to the root of the bootable USB drive. Now you open up the flash drive and you can see that there's the two files that you just copied there. So now basically you're done. And you're ready to put the USB drive into one of the rear dedicated USB ports on the back of the computer, not one of the SATA combo ports, so it gets the best communication directly with the chipset on the motherboard when you go to flash. And then you're going to the next thing you're going to do is actually set the computer to boot from the USB key that you just created. Here I'm showing you that I'm putting the USB key first on the boot order. Another note is you may want to disconnect your hard drives before you do this, and save all your settings to a file, or save them for later, and then reset all your settings to default. This way you'll have the best chance of success when flashing your BIOS. Now if you happen to leave your drives plugged in and the BIOS updated and it happens to start in ID mode, not giving you a chance to set the AHCI mode, you might get a blue screen. Just reboot and set it to AHCI mode and you should be good to go. Now I'm going to save and exit and reboot the computer with the bootable USB drive with my BIOS on it. Now you can see that as you start up your computer, you saw a brief flashing of the Windows 98 screen and then the Windows 98 logo with the C prompt. You just type dir and enter, and you can see the listing of the files you have on the root of the flash drive. As you can see, I've got the award flash update utility.exe and the ROM file, which is the BIOS file. So what you type first is the name of the flashing utility. In this case it's AFUDE238. The EXE doesn't matter and the caps don't matter, capitals that is, and then space. After the utility you type a space and then you type the exact lettering as it appears there of the BIOS file, and then you're ready. Okay, just be sure that you type a dot between the file name and the file extension. For example, E7640AMS.BD0. Hit enter and then you'll see this, something like this. You'll see, do you want to continue? press Y to continue updating your BIOS and let it flash.
Okay, this part is extremely important. You need to leave the flash drive plugged in the whole time during the update procedure until it's completely done updating.
Just keep it plugged in.
And if it fails for some reason, at that point I would call your company's tech support, the maker of the motherboard, and have them guide you through the process until you successfully resolve your issue. So basically what you see here is me updating the BIOS on this board to version 13.1. You can tell when it's done when you see that it's not rebooting anymore, or it gives you a special message that it can't access the operating system. Or it's back to the C prompt.
So at that point you can hard shut off the computer with the power button and then leave it powered down for about 10 seconds. Remove the flash drive and then power it back on and go back in your BIOS and set all the settings back the way you want them. And then basically you're ready to load Windows again. And if you're unsure, please get a friend or someone who's comfortable flashing or working with computers to help you. So thank you for watching, and I hope this has helped somebody to make a bootable flash drive to flash their BIOS or to use it for other tasks that might require a bootable USB. So this is Dave, and I'll see you next time.